Hey everyone, this is a quick peek at GunZ, the second duel. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's either Guns or GunZ. Kind of throws me off when I get the second letter capitalized in the middle of a word. It is a early access game on Steam. It's also a free-to-play game on Steam. It's the sequel to the original GunZ, which shares a lot of common approaches and styles from this one shares a lot of common approaches and styles from the original one. It's very twitchy, it's very fast, someone even say kind of spastic game design. The thing that really sets it apart from the original one is at this time there's a slight smaller amount of characterization. And this is because they want to have more character classes. One of the first things you actually do when you start up a game of GunZ is you have to pick a character class. And you're only allowed a single character class. If you want to get a second or third, then you'll have to purchase an additional character for a small fee. This is an interesting title for a couple of reasons. I like a lot of things about it. Well, first off, I'll say I really enjoy the movement of the characters in the environment. And for a lot of people that might be a big turnoff, especially for those who are new to the franchise or who are just playing the title for the very first time. You have the ability to dash in any direction, forward, back, left, right, etc. And you'll see that a lot of professional players or people, who are higher levels than yourself will primarily use the dash to navigate the map in half the time that any other normal user would be able to do. You'll also notice that there's quite a bit of wall running. I think the wall runs are a pretty cool approach to navigate terrain, get you to areas where people who are not familiar with the map can do some really good sniping, and it's a good way to just kind of explore an environment. There is a single-player campaign, but I've pretty much been playing the multiplayer exclusively. That's because if you want to learn how a game runs, I think you're better off jumping into multiplayer and being forced into all kinds of unusual environments. The game goes by extremely quickly, and you're kind of given a choice between a few different weapon types. The character class that I have has, I believe it's 3 weapons. The first one is a melee weapon, which is all the melee weapons are very powerful, and due to the speed of the movement, it's almost preferred that you attempt to get across the map and get in as close as possible, just so you can use these melee attacks. The second one is a small machine gun, or just regular machine gun. You can jump to first-person view and pick people off with it. It's not very accurate, and it's not the ideal way to take out enemies. It's more of a picking of health, kind of a slight picking away from their health from a great distance, but it's not the way you would ever want to play this game. And you'll see that too, even with the, I'm dead in most of these maps, but you'll see very quickly that the long range attacks are pretty rare, the medium range attacks are pretty rare. It's very much about just getting in really close and just meleeing everyone to death. And I think the map designs also really do encourage that as well. And the next weapon this particular character has, not the one that you're looking at, but the one I have, which you might see next time I get respawn, is a grenade launcher, which is, I would say, a very unusual choice for this game. Because as you fire the grenades, as you fire the grenades, they don't go off for half a second, maybe a whole second before they explode. And in that amount of time, someone could be on the other side of the map, they could be completely around you, and it doesn't really seem like a ideal weapon type for a deathmatch. Maybe if there's a capture a specific zone, that might be the best way to go about it. But that weapon seems kind of like a throwaway compared to the others. Here you can see a little bit of the wall running, which I think is a pretty neat way to get around. Yeah, there we go. The grenades that are fired, they literally 1 second before they explode. If anything, it's from my experience, I've only played a little bit over an hour at this point. The only time where that weapon was very useful was to kind of break up any kind of congestion in one particular area of the map. Other than that, it's kind of a throwaway. You'll see a lot of the professional players here. Some of them are at max cap, some of them are pretty close. It's very much about just getting in as fast as you can and taking them out. The blades that they have can stun, and if you get in a corner with 1 or 2 individuals and they are using a melee weapon, then you're not going to get out of it whatsoever. There's not too many maps that I've seen so far. Of course, I haven't played too much to say for certain, but they are very there's a good variety of them. A lot of mid-range combat, a lot of close combat. It's a little bit of a grab bag at this time. You'll see in the bottom right we have the weapon choices, as well as health. Ammo as well. Every once in a while you will unlock a special ability, which you see I completely wasted there. I was trying to turn that corner. Yeah, so I think it's an interesting title. It's very early. I think it still needs quite a bit more polish. There is no customer characterization, which was a really big selling point for the last GunZ. But I'm curious to see where this is going to go. Along the patch notes they have, they're currently focusing on more new character classes, which would be nice because I think there's only about 3 or 4 at this time. More language support, more game modes, which would be nice because I'd be able to use something like the grenade launcher. And more levels, more maps, more character customization items, and enhancement on user experience features. So yeah, it's an interesting title. I can't say that it's an ideal game to come in if you don't know the franchise, or if you're going to be pitted against a lot of people who are professionals. But pretty nice environments. I kind of like the arcadey, twitchy feel. I'm kind of hoping that the resurgence of that kind of first-person shooter as a direct reaction to your Call of Duties and Battlefields. Something's, fun and arcadey. That's something we haven't really seen in some time. Maybe we might see it in the next Doom. No, I'm just... Yeah, but that's a little quick peek for you. Go ahead and check it out. I mean, it's free, it's early access, so it's going to be a little weird, it's going to be kind of broken, but I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun with it. Alright, thanks a lot, guys.